will see the newspaper reading and what are those important topics in the today's newspaper. So you need to keep handy while you will be having newspapers. So you should be having atlas and the bare acts at your arm's distance, so that you can check it anything that comes in the newspaper and which is relevant and important from the UPSC perspective. So in today's news, you will find that there has been this news from Israel. So the Prime Minister Netanyahu Party, he is from Likud Party. Likud Party. So this you should keep in mind, okay? And this one is right-wing party. Another is Mertige. This one is left-wing party, and it is completely diminished to only 4 seats. Okay, so you can remember that this Mertige party, it's a left-wing party in the Israel. Okay, and Netanyahu is from Likud party. Okay, so what are those important things that you need to look into? As far as Israel is concerned, UPSC has been asking so many times, at least the map-related questions from West Asia. So this one is the Dead Sea. Okay, this forms the border between Jordan and Israel. Gulf of Aden, here this Israel meets. Israel also meets the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, and then Syria borders with Israel. Okay, here is Gaza Strip. You can see here, and this Golan Height is somewhere. Here we will see in this next slide, and this West Bank is somewhat here. Okay, so yeah, and map questions that might be asked in the UPSC prelims. It is much more clearer map. So this one is Golan Height. You can see here. This one Jordan. It borders with Jordan, and here in Syria, and then this Lake Tigris, you can see it's in Israel. Then Dead Sea, it forms the boundary between Jordan and Israel. Again, West Bank, this one is also in the news, so you need to remember it. And Gaza Strip. Gaza Strip is forms the boundary with this Mediterranean Sea, so you need to remember it. Okay, these things are important. Although there has been news that whether it is good for international politics, but we do not have to look into those things much more. Okay. There is one news related to China, and our Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Arvindam Bagchi, he has talked about this China-Pakistan economic corridor, so which is impacting the sovereignty of our nation, and China should not build the infrastructure projects. So in that news, you will find that there has been mention of UNSC1267. So China always like at United Nations Security Council. So China always put restraint on India's proposal to list the terrorists from Lashkar-e-Toiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed. So there has been like India has proposed 5 terrorists from these 2 groups, but China has not allowed that. Okay, so you can, like in UPSC prelims, there might be questions. UNSC 1267 is related to, so it is related to list of terrorists. Okay, that might be asked. Like China has recently said that the joint statement of China and Pakistan that has come up, and it has been mentioned there that there has been politicization of terrorists at the international forum. So India has spoken against it. Okay. Now, first page, there is only one news which is important as far as UPSC is concerned. So it talks about this gold mushroom combo to ease drug delivery. Okay, so medicines to have traces of ultra microscopic gold. Okay, what can it do? It can provide faster like delivery of drugs. So there has been like new product that has been manufactured by these 4 Indian institutions, and they have received the patent in Germany. So this Cordy gold nanoparticles, Cor-AuNPs. AU is for gold. So they received the international patents from Germany. It derived from synthesis of the extract of Cordyceps. Cordyceps is a fungus. Okay. Cordyceps militari is a fungus. Militaris is a fungus. So similar to mushroom, and plus gold salts. Salt is any sulfate component of compound of gold. So what is Cordyceps militari? It's a high value parasitic fungus which is lab grown at where? So at the Department of Biotechnology in Bodoland University. Okay, so Technology Incubation Center at the Bodoland University. And who are all those 4 institutions who are involved in the manufacturing or invention of this product? So Goa University, not manufacturing, invention of this product. So Goa University and the National Institute of High Security Animal Disease, I have already mentioned in my previous lecture. So this belongs to Indian Council of Agricultural Research. They have been also engaged with this H5N1 bird flu vaccine. Okay, so National High Security Animal Disease Bhopal and Sri Puspam College, Tanjore, Tamil Nadu. Okay, so these 4 institutions from India are involved in the invention of this product, Cordy gold nanoparticles. Okay, so you need to remember it. This one is the most important news from the first page. So it is said that the penetration is more in the cells when the drug particles are smaller. Okay, so this is the super mushroom, and due to it has why we call it super mushroom, because of its medicinal properties, and it can aid bioactive components to the synthesis of gold nanoparticles for better penetration. Okay, so this is the first time that the biosynthesized nanogold particles, it's a new application of nanoparticles in the development of therapeutic drugs. Already there has been application of nano medicines in the drugs, okay, drug delivery at least. So it can be delivered as ointments, can be delivered as capsules, tablets, and in any other forms. This is the picture. Another news from the page 1, you can see it's about this air quality that is degrading in the NCR, Delhi NCR. So there is only one important factual things that you need to see. Pusa biodecomposer. So it's a microbial solutions that decomposes the paddy stubble into manure developed by Indian Agricultural Research Institutes, that is in Pusa, Delhi. Okay, so it's a kind of biodecomposer spray to curb the menace of stubble burning, and it helps thus it helps in improving the air quality in Delhi NCR. It can help. Okay, and who looks into these things, air quality? So Commission for Air Quality Management in NCR and adjoining areas. You need to read it, and it might be, I think, in the environment sections, and we will see it, graded response action plan that is made for this improvement for the air quality in the Delhi NCR region. Now this Warli paintings, it's a Warli paintings A. So it belongs to Sahyadri Maharashtra. It belongs to Sahyadri Maharashtra. So you need to remember it. It's factual thing, and this is on page number. In between these pages, there is no relevant news for UPSC. So Madhubani paintings, it belongs to Mithila region, Bihar, as well as from Nepal. Also, people used to practice it, Madhubani paintings. So, and Gond art, it is practiced by Gond tribes, in particularly they are majority in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha. So, and I suppose you should read about in details about these things from your art and culture sections of history. Okay, so because there is nothing much has been given in the newspaper, but you should be aware about all these things in details, because these are very important things. Now coming to page 7, so there has been news that the Reset-2, so satellite, it was launched in 2009, and it made re-entry near Jakarta. So, and it weighed 300 kg. So it has made this forcible re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. So it was launched by PSLV C-12, and initial design lifespan was 4 years, but it has provided payload data for 13 years till now. So, and before its re-entry, it was monitored by USSPACECOM. So they used to monitor all the spatial objects, so to predict the re-entry time and impact. And in Indian case, IS4OM, this is the Indian System for Safe and Sustainable Space Operation Management facility at STRAC telemetry section located at Bangalore. So they monitor the re-entry, and Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. They and STRAC, they both carried the analysis and utilized the multi-object tracking radar, okay, MOTR, which is at Satish Dhawan Space Center, SHAR, Sriharikota, okay. So this one is also important news. You should remember it that RESAT-2 satellite made the forced entry into Earth's atmosphere and dropped near Jakarta. Now coming to this editorial page, the first one has talked about this Wire newspaper, and so it's not that much important. You can read it at least and glance through it. So this is not that much important. The second one is the right and about Israel, like the second editorial. So this one is you should read it. Studying about international affairs first times, and in West Asia, Israel is very important country and India's partner. So you should be knowing about it. Okay. And the one article by M.K. Narayanan, he is a former NSA, National Security Advisor. So he has written about China. So you can read it also. But it's all about Chinese internal politics and how they will like manage their political affairs. So then this article is somewhat important. Vanuatu big plea does little to arrest climate change. So it is written by one of the fellow of TERI. So you can read about climate change because UPSC used to ask about environment and climate change. So you should read this article. This article is important. And this COP27 is right now going, will be held at Sharm El-Sheikh, Egypt. So you should be knowing about it. Then there at page 12, on the next page, opinion, you won't find anything important for UPSC. So on page 12, there is only these two things you need to remember, that this Khula and Faskh, these two are related to divorce in the Muslim society, and this Faskh is called judicial divorce. Okay, so it is related to Kerala High Court judgment, and this AIMPLB, All India Muslim Personal Law Board, they have discussed about it. So you can at least remember these two keywords. Okay. Now coming to page 13, so there is news about COP27, Sharm El-Sheikh, Egypt. So, and this Indian pavilion, they have themed at this lifestyle for environment, Indian pavilion theme. And for adaptation and mitigation, it was earlier talked that since 2008 onwards, these developed nations will provide $100 billion annually to the developing nations, but it has not been fulfilled. Okay. These 3 points are there. Then on page 14, you will find decline in pre-primary enrollment continued in 2021. It's a government report. So you should be knowing it, at least have some of the facts. You should remember it. So 30% fewer students admitted compared to pre-pandemic level. Okay. And then they have detailed it in which sections, how the students are fared as far as admission is concerned and learning outcomes are concerned. Then there is one news on page 14. So Ministry of Home Affairs, they have advised all the states, police station to have child welfare police officers, okay, under POCSO Act. So all these two components are important. Then Supreme Court has said that there should be single platform for live streaming for all the courts. So you can just read it, its headline. Then there is this news is important, Nagaland. So Amur Falcons used to visit there. It's a migratory bird. And from East Asia to Southern Africa, they used to stay there for temporary period. So they are conducting bird census. Now Tokyo Imon Festival, it belongs to Nagaland. And for the Lotha's Naga community. Lotha is a Naga community, okay? So remember it. Now on page 15, there is one news which is important for UPSC. It's about Ethiopia. So they are negotiating with Tigray rebels. So UPSC might ask Tigray rebels belongs to, so Ethiopia. Ethiopia is part of this Horn of Africa. Okay, so remember it. After that, there is nothing much more relevant. If you are having hobby related to a sport, so you can read that page. Otherwise, it's not that much important. Okay. As far as today's newspaper is concerned, only these things are important from the Hindu. And in fact, I would suggest that you should go for soft copy newspaper, because they provide much more better handy. This is Delhi edition newspaper, but the soft copy, I suppose I feel it's quite handy, and I used to prefer that. Okay. Thank you.